European leaders are racing to finalize a sweeping package of security guarantees for Ukraine, an initiative that could mark a pivotal moment in the continent's response to Russian aggression. The plan, which Bloomberg reported may be completed as early as this week, gained significant momentum following a White House summit on August 18th, where former U.S. President Donald Trump signaled his support for the proposal. The summit, described by insiders as unusually candid and strategic, laid the groundwork for what could become one of the most consequential multinational security arrangements in recent history. At the heart of the initiative is the deployment of European troops to Ukraine, envisioned as part of a broader peace deal aimed at deterring future incursions by Russia. The concept, once considered politically fraught and logistically complex, now appears to be gaining traction among key European capitals. Talks held the day after the summit brought together senior officials from the United Kingdom, France, and approximately 10 other nations. According to sources familiar with the discussions, the focus was on the composition, scale, and strategic positioning of the proposed forces. While the details remain fluid, the urgency is palpable. Trump's remarks during a Fox News interview underscored the shifting tone in Washington. When it comes to security, they're willing to put people on the ground, he said, referring to European allies. We're willing to help them with things, especially, probably you could talk about by air, because there's nobody that has the kind of stuff we have. Really, they don't have. But I don't think it's going to be a problem. His comments, though characteristically informal, signaled a willingness to support the initiative, particularly in terms of aerial capabilities, a domain where the U.S. maintains overwhelming superiority. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt later clarified Trump's position, emphasizing that he viewed the guarantees as critically important to ensure a lasting peace. Her statement echoed sentiments expressed by European leaders, who have long argued that any post-conflict framework must include robust deterrence to prevent renewed hostilities. In London, officials described the proposed guarantees as robust and confirmed that British military chiefs would meet with their U.S. counterparts in the coming days. The goal, to coordinate the deployment of a reassurance force that could be activated if hostilities cease. Antonio Costa, president of the European Council, added further weight to the timeline, stating that the terms of the guarantees would be arranged in the coming days, preferably this week. Yet, despite the flurry of diplomatic activity and the apparent consensus among Western allies, significant obstacles remain. Chief among them is the question of whether any security guarantees, no matter how comprehensive, could influence Russian President Vladimir Putin. The Kremlin has already rejected the idea of NATO troops on Ukrainian soil, a stance that complicates efforts to build a multinational force with a credible deterrent posture. Still, European officials are pressing ahead, exploring a broader plan that would integrate troop deployments with training programs, reinforcements, and intelligence sharing mechanisms. The proposed reassurance force would likely include border surveillance and possibly air defense systems, leveraging U.S. technological advantages to bolster Ukraine's defensive capabilities. The stakes are high. For Ukraine, the guarantees represent not just a shield against future aggression, but a signal that the West remains committed to its sovereignty and security. For Europe, the initiative is a test of unity and resolve, a chance to demonstrate that collective action can still shape outcomes in a world increasingly defined by fragmentation and uncertainty.